Sayori mentioned it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
She trips over the desk. Okay, are you ready?
Maybe?
Ta-da! Whoa!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Oh, that's cute. And the whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
Yeah.
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Uh-huh.
Oh, please. Roses and Tweaks cupcakes can beat them any day.
Wait, what?
Especially since we could see them.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you say?
Rose and Tweak would probably make way better cupcakes. She probably uses Easy Bake. Well, you know. I'm just the best at everything I do. Except for being tall. Just hurry and take one.
Year, so... I think.
It said she was probably a first year. It didn't say she was one.
Yeah.
I already read this.
Oh, okay. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, I follow.
Why does the order matter?
I don't know.
It's delicious.
I guess a pretty cute, just to do the narrative, I guess. Sayori talks with her mouth full, and Hori has managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. Can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. I do it in a very dramatic way, like, Harm!
Just eat the whole thing, including the wrapper.
Nah, the icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like I...
Have I heard this somewhere before?
Made them for you or anything.
Well, you made it for everyone, including me, so... Does that say anything?
I guess not.
Eh? I thought you technically did, so you always said...
Well, maybe.
Okay.
But not for you. You know. Wait. Oh. But not for, you know, you, dummy. That's probably the best line I've heard in this thing. It actually makes sense for how dim-witted our protagonist is.
I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation.
Just like I dismissed the room to go back to my anime.
Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before sitting down at the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Like, you keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission.
So, was it like forbidden beforehand that you couldn't bring tea to school? But now, the teacher's like, yeah, you can. You're good, fam.
I don't think it was banned per se. It was probably just, you know, well, they asked if they, well, she probably asked the teachers, if there are any teachers in this bloody school, about, you know, getting tea or having snacks during the club.
Uh-huh.
After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
Sounds like she's kinda like you.
Shush.
What, you read good books?
Well, I know, it's just I don't want to be compared to this.
I don't know, I feel like you and Yuri would get along pretty well.
She's not real, Kenny.
I know, but if she was, I think you two would have great conversations about certain books that you like.
We just met her like 10 minutes ago.
I don't know.
You don't need to assume.
Well, I mean, if she was real and you guys had a conversation, you guys would have a like, you know, like a deep conversation about detailed literature or something. I don't know.
I would need to get to know her a bit more first before we get into deep
Of course
conversation.
that. I mean, like, when you get to that point.
Anyway.
Yeah. I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
Oh, really? I think she already did it in a way.
That's not...
You sure? Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know.
Oh, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad. This is so awkward.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was kind of forced here by Sayori, so... I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
No, I wasn't.
We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay?
Uh-huh.
A surf was just dragged into the room.
Yeah, and some video games.
And all of them just give you that look, just staring at you intently. Just like, take a seat. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Give me a couch. I'm sorry for that awful English. That awful American accent.
Uh-huh. Monica, I'm surprised. How can you decide to start your own club? You could probably be board member for any of the major clubs, including anime. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs.
Well...
It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events.
Uh-huh.
I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it.
Okay, that's nice.
And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Uh-huh, determination.
She just stares into your soul. I can't get over those deep, deep eyes.
Uh-huh.
Monica really is a great leader.
Really? Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start in a club.
You could put it that way.
Yeah?
Not many people are very interested in pulling out all the effort to toss something brand new.
Uh-huh.
Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature.
So it's literally like the most boring thing ever in this school?
Literature can be fun. It's not just all boring books.
Well, I'm sure you would definitely enjoy this club then, if you wanted to.
Well, I'm just saying that there are many types of books. One can pique people's interest.
Yeah.
You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important.
Yeah?
I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it!
Yeah, they're all happy. Everyone enthusiastically agrees.
Yes, we know from just the probably about 10 seconds of dialogue we just got.
Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So, Kenny, what kinds of things do you like to read? It's probably gonna be something pathetic like Playboys.
Oh, You know what? I can't do that myself.
Speaking of which, I have a good question to ask you.
What?
I was doing your laundry one day and I happened to see one underneath your drawer. Care to explain?
Well, there's a thing I keep for reasons.
I threw it away.
What? What?
Nothing. Moving on.
Well, considering how little I've read in these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga.
The most pathetic book genre.
Well, do you know about manga?
I know about mangas.
Well, manga is basically it's like a comic book, but you read backwards. It's a Japanese comic book, basically.
I know that, but why? I've never understood why somebody would be why some genius would be like, oh, it's boring to read books forwards and actually read them the right way. Let's just completely flip it and have the beginning at the end. Ugh.
Well, I mean, you're just not used to it, I guess. You've been probably reading a lot of heavy, lots of wordy books. So, you know, like Shakespeare or something.
Of course I do, but I'm thinking, it would be different if it was like a regular comic. Comics are different.
Yeah.
Comics are different than manga because you could actually see the story behind them. Sometimes.
Well, you can too in manga. It's just you read it backwards.
Do you start with the top right corner instead of the top left corner?
What do you mean left? What do you mean corners?
The top left corner of the page when you're at the end of the... Manga's confusing. Can we just move on, please?
Yeah, I muttered quietly to myself, half jokingly. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
Oh, it's hot! My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds.
Oh?
The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me.
Ah.
And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Really? Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. Sounds like you.
Oh, please.
You're passionate about reading, aren't you?
I am, but I'm nothing like her.
Well, you are.
No, I'm not.
What do you mean?
It's just... She's... Ugh. Moving on.
What?
I don't know. It's just... Can we just go on to where we could see a story in this?
Alright. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
See? I at least am a social butterfly. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
You should get Carmen to read that.
He wouldn't even have the patience to read.
Probably. I read a horror book once.
That is not what you say to a girl to impress him.
I desperately grasp something that can relate to it at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
A rock would be more interesting.
Wow.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. I guess I'll just butt into your conversation. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down.
Ah.
Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, you and Carmen would be perfect for together.
Yeah, both of them are brats. Oh? Why's that? Well, I just...
And Suki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind. Oh, that's me, sorry. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What?
Well...
What gives you that idea?
Well, you made cupcakes that look like cute little cats, so... I feel like you like cute things.
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last clubby meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back. Fine, fine.
Manga seems like a troll.
Your cupcakes, your poems... Everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
That is weird. I'm not cute. Wait, I should re-say that. I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I don't know. I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
What do you mean? Not a very confident writer yet. Not very confident writer yet?
Ugh. What a... this protagonist is really grinding my gears. I understand how Natsuki feels.
Oh?
Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Dang, Yuri.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri?
Apparently.
Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
Great idea. Oh. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We'll sit in silence for a moment.
Okay. I have an idea, everyone.
What?
Question mark? It's a Nat! Nat and Yuri.
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically and Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Bug!
Oh, so this club has homework?
Ugh. I don't see homework as a bad thing. I could see why a lot of people do, though. Interferes with busy schedules.
Yeah.
Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Yeah, Monica seems very like, she really wants this club to be like, you know, like equal, like everyone's happy.
That's what she just said, Kenny.
Well, I mean, like, before, she said like, she wanted, like, to make the club, like, feel, you know, good and equal.
Fair enough.
I guess they don't want to.
Yeah, let's do it!
Yuri does, though.
I wonder. Have you ever had any experience in writing, Kenny?
Not that I know of.
Well, besides writing essays and a few just little tiny poems just because I was bored, I haven't really done much.
Really?
This does remind me, though, there is somebody that I met recently who just moved in who really is into poems.
Who?
Her name's Lucy Carpenter.
Lucy Carpenter? I don't think I ever met her.
She did move in just a few weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
She's very interesting.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I just
Anyway.
hope she doesn't run into carbon.
Well, she is a little bit bashful. Not like Fiona shy and timid, but she does seem too nice for her own good.
Oh.
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club.
Cool.
Isn't that right, Kenny?
Even though I never really agreed to this, Monica smiles warmly at me once again.
With those cold, dead eyes.
Hold on, there's still one problem.
Huh? What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and oh, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, look at all of them staring at you.
All four girls stared back at me with dejected eyes.
But... I'm sorry, I thought...
Oh,
Kenny...
oh, well, you all...
We all just crouched down slightly on our knees.
I am defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls.
This person's pathetic.
Alright. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club.
Oh.
One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes! I'm so happy!
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down.
Oh god, if
Hey.
you shake me anymore, I'm gonna be sick! You really did scare me for a moment.
Oh,
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
that was kind of like the original plan, actually.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then that makes it official. Monica, I think your hair is a little bit into Natsuki's face.
Oh.
It sounds like you with that carrot on.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the Literature Club.
Yay. Thanks, I guess.